Welcome to Is It Fast Live, the weekly podcast where we handpick our favourite stories from the world of motorsport, automotive, and everything else. It is a jam-packed show for you this evening. The world is well and truly coming to life. This week we talk about the fact that Sebastian Loeb is the King of Monte Carlo. Formula E makes a return this weekend, so plug in, sit down and get ready. Drive Tribe closes its doors at the end of this week, which is a crying shame, but don't worry, we've got you covered. Volkswagen are getting a buzz on about their new ID. If you're a driver or a cyclist, listen closely because the rules of the road are changing. In TikTok, we talk about watches. A Kia has been named the car of the year, and bacon makes a run for it. So an awful lot to cover, but of course I'm not on my own. We've also got other Stu with us this evening.
Thank you very much, Stu. No, always a delight to be here. And if you don't mind, again, I've been musing a lot this week. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you. I don't really work that hard. I'm not normally one for the whole kind of, new year, new me type thing. Despite my jet black hair, boyish good looks, and this part is obviously for the listeners, that I'm kind of like a younger, more handsome Dave Grohl / David Swimmer mix, but I really am kind of getting on in years. So I'm wanting to be more active, maybe walk more, which is obviously ideal for a car podcast, I grant you. Diet also a big part of it. I can't consume burgers and pizzas like I used to. But I've also been doing some reading about the negative effects of smoking and drinking. So I've decided to give up reading. I encourage all of our viewers and listeners to do the same and get all your necessary news and audio, visual podcast form. So welcome to Is It Fast?
I don't know if we can condone that, but that is definitely a message. Well and truly, is it fast stamped and approved? Yes, everybody give up reading and start listening and watching more because it really would help us out. Oh dearie me! But we do have an awful lot in store this evening. So while you aren't reading, but you are in fact listening and watching, let's start with some exciting news from the world of rally. So last weekend, the Monte Carlo rally was center stage as the centerpiece of the rally world took focus. South France, southern France. But it was a huge 3 or 4 days where it was Sebastian Loeb that was crowned the winner of the Monte Carlo. I was going to say Grand Prix, Monte Carlo Rally. He was fighting it out with another Sebastian legend, Seb Ogier, won it in the last stage by 9.6 seconds, I think it was. And that was only because Ogier got a time penalty handed to him. So the lead would have been only 0.5 of a second. And that was after Ogier suffered a front left puncture in the last couple of stages. So Sebastian Loeb and co-driver Isabel Galmiche managed to cross the line in first place, which was very impressive. It was Loeb's 80th win in the World Rally Championship and first since winning the Rally Spain for Citroën in 2018, which was also the same season that M Sport scored their last victory in the Rally GB, which was all pretty good. I like rally, and it was very exciting. It was a good way to start 2022.
It really was, yeah. I don't think the WRC really could have asked for a better opening weekend. It was just chock full of action. Sebastian Loeb, the guy just likes Monte Carlo, doesn't he?
He does.
That's his 8th title there. I did feel sorry for Uger. Obviously, the front left tyre, the time penalty. But God, you just cannot count Sebastian Loeb out. He's 47 now.
Yeah, he's getting on.
Yeah, and he actually trailed by almost half a minute heading into the penultimate speed test on day 4. So obviously he's got a fantastic machine. behind an even better team. Big congratulations as well to Ireland's Craig Breen finishing third, and the UK's Gus Greensmith on his fifth place finish as well. So well represented for the boys there. I think it moves on to Scandinavia now, Rally Sweden, and a place called Ume, which I think is also the accent you get above E's and things like that in French. Sebastian would be able to tell us that. And that's at the end weekend of February. So long may World Rally continue. Thanks very much.
Yeah, and it was a real tester, because obviously we had those brand new Rally One cars, the Puma, the new GR Yaris Rally 1, and the i20N. But yeah, Sebastian Loeb flying in from finishing second in the Dakar, only to absolutely smash it in Monte Carlo. It was the sublime to the ridiculous, the sandy to the sandy shores of the Côte d'Azur, although obviously the Monte Carlo takes place. I don't know if you see, quite a bit of snow was about, which was quite interesting. But really, really, from a rally championship perspective, what a great advert, as you say, for the first round of the year, but also the very first outing of this new rally group, the Rally One group, of incredibly fast motor vehicles. So well done. If you did watch the World Rally Championship of Monte Carlo, please do let us know what you thought. Were you impressed by the 3 new Rally 1 category cars? Did you watch any of the World Rally 2 Championship racing? Because I caught a little bit of that, and that was also very impressive. Skoda putting in a really, really good tour de force on that particular stage 2 on Friday was particularly good. But there we have it. World Rally Championship is back with a big Puma French bang in Monte Carlo.
I've got to say, it did kind of surprise me. Like Monte Carlo. If I'm going to Monte Carlo, I'm not expecting to have to pack my shallow pets. But obviously, ideal for rallying, some brilliant scenery, fantastic pictures, great racing, and, well, I don't think it'll get much warmer weather-wise if they're going off to Sweden at the end of February.
No, I don't think so. But golly gosh, isn't rally just fantastic? But tell us what you thought. It was one heck of a start and very impressive from everybody involved. Well, ruddy done to everybody. But because we are lovers of motorsport, and we are now really going into the motorsport season, there is something to be excited about as we head into what will be the weekend. Formula E. I don't know why I giggle when I say it. It sounds a bit weird. Formula E returns this weekend for Season 8. Change accelerated is the Formula E slogan, and it really, really is. It was an incredible season last year. Very tight racing, action all over the place. They're going to some incredible venues this year, lots and lots of street circuits. They're going to Diriyah this weekend in Saudi Arabia to start off with. They end up in Seoul. They go over to New York. There's obviously the race in London. It's going to be incredible. And if I must say so, at the risk of being punted by my more commercially minded colleagues at Is It Fast, you can watch it live on Channel 4 now. Now, you could watch it live before on BBC and on Eurosport, I believe. But the fact that it's on Channel 4, they do such great coverage on their F1, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, they really do.
Very, very excited that it's going to be on Channel 4 live. They're going to do a really, really good job. And as you can see, they're quite excited about it at Formula E because they've done a really cool video. For those of you that are listening, you won't be able to see this. But for those of you who are watching, it's Formula E drivers running around like some sort of weird Budweiser advert crossed with some sort of Reebok ad, all going absolutely mad for it before the season starts. In fact, there's drivers running about with helmets on rather than the cars zooming around them. Just as I say that, the cars come back on and embarrass me. Formula E back for Season 8. Is it going from strength to strength, or do we not care?
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. That is us in Season 8 of history of Formula E. It is obviously very much still its infamy. That's amazing. That's some charge. I really kind of get my phone to last a whole day, never mind 8 seasons. So fair play to them. Reigning teams world champions Mercedes EQ, still a very strong lineup once again, retaining both Nick De Vries and Stoffel Van Dorn, is it? Yeah.
Van Dorn.
Van Dorn, thank you very much. But for me, if you are watching Channel 4 coverage, as Stu said, one to look out for is the new Nissan Edams team. Known for building very quick racing cars, especially over a lap, heading into the season 8. They may have lost the services of Oliver Rowland, but they've picked up on one of very promising new talents, a guy called Maximilian Gunther. So definitely worth looking out for them. And we're starting back in Saudi Arabia at the end of this month, this weekend. I'm definitely a growing fan of the Formula E. Really looking forward to what's going to be the penultimate race weekend, which is rounds 13-14. It's going to be in London, weekend of the 30th, 31st of July. Let's hope the crowds can get into this one this time round and give it the support it deserves.
I am desperate, and I mean this unequivocally, I am desperate to go to the E-Prix in London. I would absolutely love to go. I've never managed to get to a Formula E race, either as press, thanks for the invite, or or as a punter. I would pay to go. I would pay to go and see these guys at the XL.
Don't say that. Let's try and get free tickets first.
I would definitely not pay to go and see this at the XL, but it's awesome. It's really interesting. I love the fan engagement. I love how you can at home send power-ups to your favorite drivers. It's incredible. And the locations that they go to, they're starting to build a package. Don't forget, these guys started from scratch only 8 years ago. It's really quite impressive. And to see the manufacturers back it as well is fantastic. But best of luck to everybody involved with Formula E as they head to Diriyah this weekend. The whole team behind the scenes at Formula E and all the teams themselves as well. I think it's going to be really, really tight. So many questions to be answered across the space of the season. Is Nick De Vries going to become a double champion? Is the Nissan team going to do any good? Are Jag and going to come good and finally take a title home for Sam and all the rest of it? Who knows? But it really is looking like a fantastic championship on the horizon. We will be covering it here on Is It Fast as much as we can because it's interesting. But do tell us, what do you think of Formula E? Are you a fan? Tell us. Do you think it's not very good? Also tell us, because we are interested to know. And if you don't like it, what can be done to make it more interesting? Equally, if you do like it, why do you like it? Bit of engagement. Let's do that. But yeah, Formula E.
Yeah. No, I think maybe you could allow them to kind of like throw mushrooms at each other or kind of like drive through stars and kind of get power-ups. That'd be cool.
Yeah, which is basically what they do now, to be fair. So it's nearly there. Maybe the addition of stars rather than the kind of... It's like a bit of a mix of like Total Wipeout, Mario Kart and Formula One at the moment. And that is not a complaint.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Yeah.
It is not a bad thing. But Formula E, tell us what you think about it coming back season 8 out in Saudi Arabia in Diriyah. I think it's going to be cracking. I have actually carved time out of my weekend to sit down and watch it properly because I think it merits it. Absolutely. It's going to be good.
Hi, I'm Daniel Rowbottom, racing the British Touring Car Championship with Team Dynamics, and you're watching Is It Fast?
Dan Rowbottom there, touring car driver, multiple race podium finisher and race winner in the Team Dynamics Honda Civic Type R. If you are watching us, please do follow us on your social media platform of choice to make sure that if you're watching this by accident, you do it on purpose next time. And if you're listening to us, please do make sure you subscribe to us using your podcast distribution tool of choice. No judgments here. Just make sure it works and goes into your ears. Talking of platforms of choice and distribution, very sad news from the world of automotive outlets and the such like. The end of this week, on the 28th of January, we will see the Drive Tribe website and application closing its digital doors for good. We just want to say a quick thank you to everybody at Drive Tribe for everything that they have done for us in the car community over the last 4 or 5 years, give or take. Oh, look, it's my profile there. That's interesting. But it's a crying shame. But do not fear. If you're a fan of Drive Tribe, guess what? Your favorite Drive Tribers, your favorite creators, your favorite writers have come over to Is It Fast? So far, we have more than one of them has made the jump. Only joking. We have a lot of incredibly talented writers that have made the jump to Is It Fast so that they can continue sharing their love and passions with you. So if you are a fan of Drive Tribe, fear not. You can come over to Is It Fast, the website, or our social media pages and read and watch some of your favorite Drive Tribers. We'd like to hear us. Oh, look at that. If you're watching, as you can see, a little selection of their smiley faces there, and they're all very happy smiley people.
They're a good-looking bunch.
They are a good-looking bunch. I didn't realise that was going to happen when we started inviting Drive Tribers over to Is It Fast so they could keep creating. I didn't realise that we would very quickly be superseded by both talent, wit, looks and intelligence. We have been well and truly stood up, but it is. I know it's awkward, isn't it?
We're on a shaky platform.
We really are, but we're making good. But a huge welcome to all the Drive Tribers that are coming over. If you are a Drive Triber and you want to write for us or contribute to us or just have a platform where you can continue your community focused being and creativity, then we are open to you. If you're a fan of Drive Tribe, we are here for you too. So just a thank you to Drive Tribe. I started writing for Drive Tribe in 2017, I think, back in the day. And if it wasn't for Drive Tribe, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And if it wasn't for Drive Tribe, I also wouldn't be able to keep up to date with lots of interesting things. So if you're a fan of keeping up to date with interesting things, make sure that you do follow us on your social media platform of choice. And you are looking at just a selection of content creators that have jumped over. There's quite a few of them.
There is, yeah. So basically, without Drive Tribe, I would actually have my Wednesday nights back. That's an interesting way of looking at it. No, this is terribly sad and, of course, disappointing for all involved. Drive Tribe has been a fantastic platform for all the content relating to driving, cars, motorsport world. It's been a home for many passionate writers and where a lot of kind of journalists have been able to get their teeth cut, really, from it. And at a wider spectrum of it as well, a very supportive, interactive community. But we at Is It Fast were delighted to welcome the new members to our family. And we've been hitting the ground running, bless them. They've been absolutely fantastic. The chat group that we've got has been going brilliantly. They're all very supportive and talking and helping each other. And they've already produced some fantastic content. So we look forward to continue to build this and see where it goes. Thanks, guys.
Yep. And if you like reading stuff on Drive Tribe, visit Is It Fast. That's basically the big message there. But Drive Tribe, you will be missed in your current format. But look forward to seeing what's coming next for the brand as well. That'll be nice and fun.
Hi, I'm Stuart, and I'm the host of Is It Fast. Hi, I'm Stuart, and I'm the host of Is It Fast, the podcast that talks about planes, trains and automobiles. No, not the film from the 80s with that podgy fellow who was a very good actor.
Button didn't go down there, did it? Oh, diddy me. Oh, electric cars. There is a buzz around all of them, particularly from Volkswagen. So Volkswagen are, I wouldn't say leading the charge. On electric cars, but they're certainly catching up for lost time and amping up their approach to electric cars. And this week, we found out that the ID Buzz, which is their electronic hippie wagon, will be revealed on the 9th of March. Now, they've been banging on about this since 2017, but they have said that we will be able to see both the commercial version and passenger carrying version of this in what is only just over a month's time. And they have actually been going out and testing the road-going version of this, which is fantastic. It's going to be on the same MEB platform as the ID3, 4, and 5, and they are saying that the concept version, which had a 369 brake horsepower four-wheel drive setup, is likely to be binned for a range-topping 295 brake horsepower version instead, but 4 engines nonetheless. But typically Volkswagen, right? They're just reincarnating their California, that they call it in America, isn't it? But
yeah, the 9th of March, the legend returns, as they could have said. Real flower power, the true redawning of the age of Aquarius. It truly is the time for the season and ideal to take you to the spirit in the sky, man. Little is known about this. They've kind of been teasing us for a long time, as you said, but prototype versions have been spotted getting tested around various places in the world last few months. They have been spotted a few kind of unofficial photos floating around in there. But if you are going to San Francisco, see what I did there, you better have deep pockets, because the California costs well over £80,000. Now, I don't know many hippies out there, well, that are still out there, that are going to buy this thing based on nostalgia alone. I do love to see these, but the main appeal has to be the retro and the nostalgia, and it's kind of lost in this reimagination. I'm not getting my hopes up. I fear that it's not going to look anything like these concepts. It's just more of an electrically styled multi-van for soccer mums. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Yeah,
I like it. I really like it.
Of course, you blooming like it.
Right, hear me out.
No,
First of
I'm
all,
going to mute you. Can I mute you?
No, absolutely not. I like all that I can mute you there, bro. So let's all be easy, man. See what I did there? Right. I like the VW ID range. Full stop. So I'm already at a loss. The ID, I don't like. Actually, that's not true. I already like the Volkswagen Transporter, as was the California, all the rest of it. I already like that, and this is an easy sell. I don't care that, all electric, fine. Sell it to me. Don't care. The fact that I like this commercial version, although it is a concept, where it looks a little bit like an elongated, stretched out Volkswagen ID3/4/5. But I think it's really, really cool. I really, really do. I think they've done a cracking job. I think you're right. I don't think it will look anything like the concept when it's done.
But look at the picture of the one on the screen right now. There's one of those that's just along the road from me, and it's in this beautiful kind of aqua, bluey green, and it looks awesome. It's a proper 1960s, 70s. I know I'm going to say the word love bug, but that's exactly kind of what it is. It does harker back to that. The thing on the right doesn't look like that. It's going to, for me, it looks super cheap, plasticky. Nah, it's just not got the same kind of warmth that I feel the original's got.
Yeah. And you know what? There was someone like you in 1960 that said that about that. So progress happens to all people. You can either run with it or be battered in the face by it. So do you know what? You dinosaur. It's up to you. Do you know what? I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying completely and totally. It does lose quite a lot of the recognizable aspects from even the Transporter that's come before. Obviously it's a million miles away from the original Love Bug, hippie wagon. What is it? Is there any other names for it? I don't know. But there is. There is, but I'm not going to say it, actually.
I can't imagine. Yeah, we are not saying the other one. I just can't imagine.
Rhymes with Maglagan.
That's I just can't imagine jumping in this to listen to the Doors or Pink Floyd and getting my freak on. No.
Fair one. But tell us what you think. Is the new Volkswagen ID Buzz everything you'd hope for? Are you getting a tingly buzz feeling from the ID buzz, or do you just think it's a bit rubbish? Is Volkswagen officially lost it? Tell us what you think. I think it's nice. I think it's cool. I think progress is a good thing, but unfortunately, not everybody does, which is awkward.
Put an 8-track in, then we'll talk.
An 8-track? Wow, that would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome, like legitimately. But yeah, tell us what you think. The new Volkswagen ID Buzz will be revealed on March the 9th. We'll all find out whether I'm right or wrong at that stage. But are you excited about the Volkswagen ID range? If you're a driver or you are a cyclist, listen closely. This is a public safety announcement. The rules of the road are changing. Take your highway code, rip it into 4, and I mean 4 very small pieces, and throw it out because it's no longer valid from a certain date. The rules of the road are changing. Every now and again, they do update the highway code, and they've made some changes. Now, there's actually quite a few changes coming into force in 2022. We've chosen to talk about the ones that we could find graphics for. We're actually going to try and educate people here, because I read these through as part of getting ready for the show, and I am going to kill people. People are going to die. So if you're watching, there's a nice...
It's that golf tournament all over again.
It's that golf tournament all over again. Don't say that. I'm going out tomorrow. With my golf bats. There's a couple of changes in terms of prioritization at junctions and the type of people that get given priority. So I'm going to try and talk through this. Rule 1, hierarchy of road users. Road users have been split into hierarchies. Road users with the potential to cause the most harm, such as those driving big vehicles, have more responsibility to reduce the threat posed to others. Well, that makes perfect sense to me. According to the rules, pedestrians, with particular emphasis on children, older adults, and disabled people, are identified as the most likely to be injured in the event of collision. So, if you drive an HGV or a vehicle that is basically designed... Let's all remember we're driving hunks of metal that are hurtling at people at 30 mile an hour. Be careful. I think they're just reinforcing that fact, aren't they? That's the first thing. Yeah. Be careful. If you drive a 7.5 tonner, you're more likely to squish someone than if you're on a scooter. So...
It amazes me we've got to show 29 and this is the first time we're pointing out that cars can kill people.
I know.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. So that's the first thing. Another interesting rule change. Priority for pedestrians. All right? Pedestrians. Because pedestrians are only small and we're fleshy. We're made of flesh and blood. Okay? Okay. At a junction, drivers and motorcyclists must give way to pedestrians crossing or waiting to cross. This is a major shake-up, as vehicles were previously given priority at intersections. So where we would have just carried on and gone, nah, mate, we are now going to kill someone because we have to stop and wait for pedestrians to cross. In addition, cyclists should give way to pedestrians on shared cycle tracks. Now, I'm not a cyclist, so I don't know what that actually means. But I imagine what that means is move out of the way if there is a pedestrian. So basically, if you're a pedestrian, you are now given all the rules and rights of way, which I think is probably fair enough. Drivers are to give priority to cyclists in certain situations now, e.g. roundabout. So, cyclists, the new rules urge drivers and motorcyclists to give priority to cyclists when turning in or out of a junction or changing lanes. Drivers are also encouraged to stop and wait for a safe distance between cyclists at roundabouts or during slow-moving traffic. That's fair enough as well. The thing is, cyclists can now basically go wherever they like. Cyclists can be on...
I thought that was the rules anyway.
Well, sod me sideways. It does feel that way sometimes. But basically, cyclists can cycle two abreast in the middle of the road. You can cycle in the center of the lane to make yourself visible in certain situations. Now, what that means is Lycra-clad wallies on a Sunday morning are going to get,
Oh.
I'm allowed to be in the middle. I'm allowed to be in the middle. And that's going to be that. I just don't,
Yeah.
it's just not going to be the way. But they can be either side, which means as a driver, I've nearly took my earphones off. I whisked my head around that quick. You've got to look left, right, move around. You've got to be constantly. Now I get that you're driving the metal machine, so you have to be conscious that you're going to potentially run someone over. But what this is doing is, in my head, taking away huge amounts of responsibility for cyclists to not take their own safety into account and into their own hands. You are going to be the cause of many, many more road accidents because we're driving cars. They're big metal killing machines. You should also look out for us. I'm sorry. I don't want to run anybody over. I'm highly against killing people on the road and running cyclists over and pedestrians over. But you know full well, I had a cyclist the other day. This is true, right? I drive a multitude of cars, one of which is massive. You can't miss my car. It's massive, right? I was driving in traffic, not quick, in traffic. I put my brakes on with lots of time. I never slammed the brake. I had my dog in the back of the car, right? I never slammed the brake. I gently apply the brake so my dog doesn't end up being a passenger with me, right? I slowly sit on the brake, which means I slowly come to a stop. As I slowly come to a stop, I look in my rearview mirror and I see my dog looking out my back window at a cyclist that's nearly gone straight into the back of me because he weren't concentrating. And this was a geezer in full lycra with at least a $3,000 bike, okay? So he fancies himself. What do we do in that situation? The highway code also should be pushing everybody to look out for everybody, not making it easier for certain road users to ignore the rules more than they have to.
Yeah.
Sorry, it got a bit heated there, guys. I'm sorry.
No.
But me and my dog were looking at this fella, and he knew he was inches from that because he just weren't concentrating. He was looking down, going, "Oh, my BPM! Oh, I've travelled so many miles on my bike. Oh my God, there's a Volvo estate that has come slowly to a stop in traffic, which is what it's meant to do." So, my dog was confused. I was confused. He was confused. We were all confused. And all I could think was, thank Christ this geezer hasn't cycled into the back of my car and hurt himself. That's what even though it would have been fully his own fault. Anyway, rules of the road are changing.
Well, are you ready for some good ranting? Because here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think these new rules, as you said, will lead to a massive increase in rear-end collisions, and it'll also lead to a massive spike in road rage as well. I weigh about 170 pounds. The average car weighs over 4,000. Who the hell's going to win that battle if I decide to step out because, that's the rules of the road? Jeez, some pedestrians are really bad, though. They don't look where they're going. They've buried their head in their phones. Or my favourite one, blindly pushing out the pram onto the road first. That's an absolute doozy. I love this. Don't get me wrong, some cars could be a lot more considerate when it does come to pedestrians. Many round where I live have got no idea what a flipping zebra crossing is. Cyclists already think they rule the roads, and this is now just going to confirm it. I, probably like many others, I've seen many cyclists pedaling down the middle of the road without a care in the world, holding up numbers of buses and cars and everything like that around them. Nothing more frustrating than these lycra cloud louts going 3 and 4 abreast, is there? They just pedal down the middle of the road. For me, if they're bringing this in now, cyclists now have to have insurance, have to pay road tax, and they must have a license. And I don't want to hear, road taxes for emissions. No, none of this nonsense. You're on the road, you're paying to use it. I'm sorry. What are all these blooming cycle lanes for? Anyway, the amount of roads in this country that aren't big enough either for this type of thing. Councils have spent millions up and down the country putting these in. And these kind of rules have just made them basically moot. All right, just while I'm on it as well, also want to make sure that we put more cameras at red lights so cyclists don't think they can just pedal on bloody through them as well, because they think they don't apply either.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Oh.
Now, I must caveat all that. I mean, that was top ranting. Top
Thank
ranting.
you. As was yours.
Oh, mine came from a place of pure... I mean, but we don't want to come across that we hate pedestrians and cyclists. Okay, I am
Despite
a
the last 10
pedestrian.
minutes.
Despite the last 10 minutes, it was 10 minutes. Crikey, I am a pedestrian. I walk actually much more than I drive with.
Yeah.
But just and of course, not all bikists. Don't get on your comment horse. Like, of course, most of you do the right thing. Of course you do. I get that. I see people all the time. I live in the middle of a city. I see lots of bikes. All right, I get it. But I just, it just feels a bit silly, is all I'm saying. But why don't you tell us what you think of the new rules of the road? We don't want anyone being caught out. Make sure you do study the highway code because there's many changes that are coming into force over the course of the year. Make sure you're doing the right thing. But for all road users, please be considerate of each other. We all need to live together. We all need to get where we're going. Most of the time, doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get where you're going. So let's not get aggy with each other. This is something I've learnt as I'm getting older. More pace, less speed. So something like that. But there are many rule changes. Tell us what you think. Are you a cyclist? And you're probably not watching, so don't care. Are you a driver? Tell us what you think of the new rules of the road. It is going to impact all of us. Some of us more than others. That was quite cathartic.
Yeah, and breathe.
Oh my word! I was so angry. So, what time is it, Stu?
It's time for TikTok. Yay.
Yes, it is. Very exciting stuff coming from TikTok. Every single week, we scour the internet for the latest in the world of watches. Things that help you tell the time that go on your wrist. This week, the Commonwealth Games are coming, and apparently, and so we want to share this very interesting piece from Longines. I know that's not how you pronounce it. Longines have released this, the Hydro Conquest 22. Gosh, what a great name. Longines are longtime partners of the Commonwealth Games, and this is their latest piece. It is limited to 2022 pieces, but they are supporting the Commonwealth Games, which this year is going to be in, drumroll please, can you guess?
I know the answer, so I'm not going to spoil it.
Birmingham. In the Midlands. That's right. England's second city is going to be playing host to the Commonwealth Games. So Longines got involved with the Commonwealth Games in 1962. Then there was a bit of a gap, and then they oversaw it 2014, 2018, and they've signed a deal for 2022, 2026, and 2030. What do we think of this? Tell us something about this beautiful Longines Hydro Conquest 22.
Yes, the commies are coming, and we're not talking about the Russians in the 80s if you're an American. Longines, longtime partners. This is their latest piece. Over 70 countries are competing in the games between the end of July up to the 8th of August. Quite interesting. It has been limited to 2022 pieces. So there we go. Very interesting there. Yeah. But for me, it doesn't really do anything. This watch has all the style, charm, and character of Birmingham itself. The press release, a daring design, sporty, modern lines. Where are these things? Have they tried kind of like buzzword bingo for watches? You're trying to market a watch. You think kind of seeing it would be a good start for writing about it. The metal for me looks really kind of light and cheap. The design is very too simple and predictable. As well, the back casing is engraved with the Birmingham 2022 logo on it. It's got the colours of the event, which kind of match in with the logo that they've designed. Do you know how much it is?
I do not.
I can tell you, it's £1,600. Yeah, it is a definite no for me. Yeah, no chance for me. They could literally shot put this to a record distance. I wouldn't care.
Very good. That is a shame. I 50% agree with you. All right.
Okay.
So, does it look cheap? Yes. Will it feel cheap? Probably not. Only because I felt long. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's really bad. I'm going to say it's probably French, so I'm just going to call it how I
Longy.
would, Longines, or something. I know they don't feel cheap when you get them in your hand. Colors, yes, I know they're the colors of the. Yeah. I can see you raising your hand as I said that. I can get. Yes, Stuart does not feel cheap when you get him in your hands. The colours, yeah, I can see why. They are the colours of the Birmingham games around the face of the watch. Are they hideous? Yes. Do they make sense? Yes. So, okay, I can't begrudge them that. 1,600 quid? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, it doesn't do it for me. Now, I know that's actually in keeping with a lot of their range. They do charge between 5, 6, 7, 800 quid, 2, 3, 4 grand for watches. Like, fair enough. No. I'm not a big enough fan of the Commonwealth Games. They'll probably sell them, 2,000 of them. They'll probably give some away as prizes as well, let's be honest, Phone-ins as part of the games. I'm really sorry, Longines, it's not for me. I think if it was 500 quid, cool. If it was 22 quid to celebrate the 2022 games, also, yeah. Do you know what? Even if they priced it at £2,022, I'd understand that as well. Like, I'd also get that. But yeah, it's really, really, really not for me. I think 10 out of 10 for trying. And it's nice that they've put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, I'm all right. It's really not doing it.
I fail to see what effort they've kind of put into it. They've basically just kind of coloured the dials to match the... That could be a standard Longines watch without it. I could get buying this if you are competing in the games or you've got a loved one competing in the games and you want an extra special memento because you are going to go and see them competing after a couple of years of not being able to go to events to compete or see somebody. I could see it then, but that is a very, very personal connection you're going to have to the event and a watch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Tell us what you think. What do you think of the 2022 Longines Commonwealth Games watch, the Hydro Conquest 22? It's quite a cool name. But yeah, I'm sorry. It's really not a win from us. It does look like a standard Longines that they've pepper sprayed with colour and then given them a new back to it.
Yeah, it'll be available in the bull ring. Don't worry, you'll find it.
Yeah, probably right now. But they're probably shouldn't say that. That's mean. Birmingham, we love you. I know you enjoy the Commonwealth Games. Hold on. Weren't you nearly at a Commonwealth Games as an athlete? I've just remembered this.
No, we're not talking about that. Maybe that's why I'm so bitter. There you go.
Sorry for another day. But no, shut up. Next move. Move on. For all your
I wouldn't be very good if I was wearing my watch with that.
I'm sure that's the reason you didn't qualify.
Rhythmic gymnastics isn't what it used to be. No.
Get out of that leotard. And if you'd like to see Stuart in a leotard, please do call us on 0800. What's that bulge?
Oh, I thought that was for the Is It Fast only fans. There we go.
Yeah, well, that's the next thing. That's the next big announcement. Dearie. Moving swiftly on. The What Car of the Year Awards took place last week in London. We are reliably informed we were not invited. But it's cars were awarded with prizes, and the What Car was it What Car? Yeah, the car of the year.
What car?
What car? Yeah, the What Car of the year. EV6, the Kia EV6. Absolutely incredible. The electric SUV earned the top prize because it's a range topper. So it is knocking records out of the park. 328 miles of range officially, managing 224 miles in a near worst case low temperature conditions. And that was a test conducted by What Car testers. So they must know what they're talking about. And the judges praised it for lots of different things, obviously because it means the EV6 won. Fair play. So London's Grosvenor House Hotel played host to Kia, winning their prize and it was a very well earned prize, I must say. I think the EV6 is a wonderful piece of kit. We're looking to go out and one very soon, so do make sure that you subscribe to Is It Fast for that. But the Kia EV6, what car of the year? Do we agree? Do we not agree? Based on the fact we haven't driven it yet.
Yeah. Is this the car in the adverts that you see kind of peacefully driving through like beautiful cherry blossoms?
I can't remember. I think
right.
it might be.
Well,
it may be.
It's definitely a kit. Well, it looks very elegant and whimsical. It does have a name very similar to that of a discount Lynx deodorant can, but that's about the only issue I've got with it. It is Kia's second overall win at the What Car Awards in 4 years, so definitely doing something right. What Car editor Steve Huntingford said, once again, Kia have set new benchmarks for electric vehicles. The EV6 is a terrific all-rounder that answers electric car buyers' questions around range. Charging times are brilliant. I believe it can do a 10% to 80% charge in an estimated 18 minutes. And it also offers terrific space, refinement, and value for money. Kia, for me, really have done a fantastic job in shaking off that cheap and nasty cheerful thing that they probably had about a decade ago. But now they're winning awards. It's a very stylish looking vehicle, very cost effective to purchase and run. We went to see the guys, the team at Kia Canterbury recently. What a great crew they are, really. And I was really there to kind of like stare slack jawed at the Kia Stinger, because what a machine that is. Yeah, but the EV6 very eye catching as well. Glad to see it won, but there's a lot of great kind of electric cars out there. What's it called? The Ioniq 5.
Yes, the Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Ioniq,
yes.
Thank you. Sorry, definitely up there. And the Tesla Model 3, apparently on course to become Europe's biggest selling electric vehicle.
Make sure you watch our video on that.
Yeah, a lot of people have an opinion on a Tesla, apparently.
Holy heck.
There's purchase experience video. Definitely worth checking out. And the Facebook comments as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, long may there be multiple brands out there making excellent electric cars, but well done to Kia.
Yes, well done to Kia. I would pick the Kia EV6 over a Tesla 3 for a variety of different reasons myself personally. Not that there's anything wrong with the Tesla 3, I imagine. Make sure, like you say, you do watch our video where we talk to an owner of a Tesla 3 about what it's like to order and receive and then live with a Tesla 3. But yes, massive well done to Kia. Massive well done to the EV6 for being named the What Car of the Year. Massive well done. It is quite the prestigious title. So that is very, very good. Tell us what you think of the Kia EV6. Are you happy that in the last 10, 15 years, Kias are no longer seen as a cheap, nasty alternative to something that's slightly more expensive? It is quite the coming of age for Kia as a brand. Very, very excited to see where they go with their entire range over the next few years. Yes, and as you say, thank you very much to our local Kia dealership in Kent, Canterbury, for welcoming us the other week as we touched all their stuff, and it was it was exciting. I love car dealerships. Now, Jesus. We finished this week. Oh, I've got to compose myself. This is great.
This is brilliant.
Pigs might not be able to fly, but bacon may well be able to run. We finished this week on the fact that in Ukraine, pigs are already starting to leave. Check this out. This is a pig making an escape from the back of a, frankly, substandard trailer. It spots its chance, and it's off. It's off. This was shared by East to West, the Russian news outlet, of a pig making a run for it at the back of a trailer. The guy recording the video is urging the pig on. Go on. And then you can see it jumping out the back, avoiding a passing car with great skill and dexterity, and making its bid for freedom. We're not entirely sure if the pig was ever recollected, or if it is still currently living its life in Ukraine. to, uh, sometimes the internet
Oh.
just delivers amazingness, doesn't it?
It really does. For me, it's obvious that this little piggy did not want to go to market. This is why I love the dash cam rules in that part of the world. You must have one for driving this, and it does catch all this amazing craziness as well. The driver filming this kind of escape to hog roastery managed to brake in time. That would have been an amazing drawing for the insurance form, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, a bit of a rash attempt to save his bacon. I'm sorry, that was bad. It is unconfirmed whether the escapee was able to kind of get away with it, but hope nobody squealed on him. I've got one more. May I?
Go on. Yeah, please.
All right. And I think it's fair to say that the live action Peppa Pig is going to be a bit more action packed than the audiences would actually normally expect. So there we go.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that's quite the puns there. Quite the piggy puns. But this is the news that in Ukraine pigs are jumping for freedom when they get the chance. I won't roast you on that, but it's not not a bad one. But tell us, look, I mean, pigs are cute, but they're also terrifying. I thought I was all right with pigs, and then I saw a massive pig up close. A friend of mine had a pig on a farm, Treacle. God rest her soul. The pig has since that's the name of the pig.
I was going to say it was Treacle, your pal, the pig.
I think the name of the pig was Treacle. Anyway, whatever. Massive pig, but they're terrifying.
Oh yeah.
But
we're that weird generation that saw Babe and thinks they're all tiny and cute and like remember teacup pigs as well? No, they're actually all massive.
Yeah, they're massive. Pigs are massive, mate. If you hit a pig in the car, you know about it. Yeah. Like no two ways about it. But yes, thank the Lord that this pig managed to evade oncoming traffic and make a break for it, and hopefully is living its life quite happily in a Ukrainian forest somewhere. How long that lasts for, we don't know. Could be a couple of weeks before it ends up being blown to Kingdom Come. Political! But there's a pig in Ukraine that do a better job than another pig somewhere else. But there we have it. The big pig, Babe, pig in the... Babe, was it Babe, Pig in the City? Was that it?
That was the sequel, yeah.
Was that the... Yeah. Baram you. Oh dear. But there we have it. Unfortunately, time is against us. It's been another jam-packed week. Is it fast? We do handpick all of our favourite stories and all our favourite curly tales from the week of autosport, motorsport, autocars and everything in between. Thank you very much for watching Is It Fast? We do go out live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. GMT. Remember, if you like what you've watched, then do follow us on your social media platform of choice to catch not just our live weekly show, but also read wonderful things from our beautiful, incredibly talented team at Is It Fast HQ. Watch live motorsport highlights from all sorts of weird and wonderful sports from around the world, and much, much more besides.
And remember, there are two things that no man will ever admit you can't do well: drive or make love. If you had to pick, which one would you admit to?
Golly gosh, good night.